Let's head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason. Another interesting call.
I just want to talk about Kevin Stefanski real quick. Let's face it, y'all. He's an offensive coordinator. Everything about him is an offensive coordinator. And I like the guy, but he's an offensive coordinator. He's not a head coach. Now, I'm going to throw something at you probably. I know you're going to tear it up anyway. How about going to get Jim Harbaugh from Michigan? If you look at that team right now, they're built to do what the Browns should be doing. The players we have fit that scheme, and he's using it. And another good thing about him, he knows how to motivate his people. He gets his people ready. You don't see a lot of penalties and all that stuff. Other thing is, his younger brother is in his division. I mean, that's got to be good for a game or two per year. And he kind of reminds me of Marty Schottenheimer in a way, just the way his aura is. That's what I wanted to say, man. I think they really should go ahead and get Jim Harbaugh. I think he'll fit right in. I think, he'll take these players and he'll put them in that position because he's already doing it right now. And, he knows a lot of college players who are good coming out. That's all I got to say. Thanks.
As always, appreciate all the voicemails. The Browns were interested in Harbaugh a while ago. I don't necessarily see that. He's a guy that with NFL players, he wears on them quickly.
There's no question about that. And the other thing is between college and the NFL, one of the biggest things as far as why guys like coaching in college is whether or not you enjoy the recruiting process or not. Michigan, they do. And the other thing is when you're in the Big Ten and, you can recruit like Michigan does, you are going to be a top program every year. So, yeah, you can play some teams week in, week out and shove the ball down their throats. What happened when Michigan got to the college football playoffs last year? Couldn't throw the ball enough to compete. As far as him coming here, look, Coach Stefanski, I just don't even want to hear it anymore. Look, his offense, they are ranked top 10 right now. In a lot of areas that you want to, whatever metric you want to use, the Browns are either in the top 10 or hovering right around the top 10 with Jacoby Brissett. So, you think that is only going to improve and probably improve greatly because once you can factor into the fact that Deshaun Watson and his mobility is something that is an untapped potential that Coach Stefanski has basically not even been able to use in his time here with the Browns. I don't think anybody's worried about Coach Stefanski. The commitment was to Deshaun Watson with Coach Stefanski. And the fact that Deshaun Watson is still out and the defense is playing poorly, in my mind at least, I don't see how any way it's a direct correlation to anything that Coach Kevin Stefanski is doing.
Yeah, I would agree. And I get it. People, when a team and a franchise with a fan base like this is not winning, everybody's to blame. I get that. But look at what you've dealt, the hands that you have dealt Kevin Stefanski. 2 years of COVID restrictions. Then you thought this was going to be a normal year, and you went out and you got Deshaun Watson. And the question was, when are you going to get your starting quarterback? How many games is it going to be suspended? And everybody wanted to talk about that. Let's give the guy a normal offseason before we're ready to judge what he is as a head coach. That's all I'm saying. We know about coaching changes in Cleveland. It hasn't worked out for us.
No, you can't keep doing the revolving door thing. And as much as everybody, every week he puts the onus on himself. Well, guess what? To me, that spells what a head coach is. What do you guys want him to go up there and say, my defense is playing poorly? This guy stinks. This guy stinks. My defensive coordinator has no idea what he's doing. No, he knows at the end of the day, it is all put upon him. He is the head coach of this team. How they play is a reflection of him. These are all things he understands. He knows they got to get better, and I'm sure at some point inside him, it's very frustrating that they've gotten this type of play that they have out of Jacoby Brissett, and nobody saw this coming from the defensive side of the ball. This tremendous drop off where we were talking about the potential of a top 5 defensive unit in the NFL, and they've gone out and played like a bottom 5 defensive unit in the NFL. 3 interceptions through 9 games. They don't get turnovers. They don't sack the quarterback. This defense just doesn't get much done here. The onus of the offseason is going to be improving and developing the relationship between Coach Kevin Stefanski and Deshaun Watson. You're going to want to evaluate these younger wide receivers, see if you have everything in that room that he's going to need. But everything from here on out, as far as evaluation and going into 2023 and building it there, it is all about improving the defensive side of the ball, and that means coaches and players.